Today I'm going to be going over the team and the tactics that helped me go 5-0 in FUT Champs qualifier. This is my tactical deep dive. I'm going into every position, every role, every playstyle plus, every single thing that I have on. I want you to know about it. Firstly, be sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So starting off in nets, I actually had Robert Sanchez the whole time, and he was pretty decent for me. I did feel like sometimes the shot would go straight at him, and it would sort of just fall over him, like he just wouldn't deflect it out. But other than that, thought he was pretty decent. He's a big keeper, catches things well. He's decent enough. I have now put in Emi Martinez since I got him from rewards, and I'm considering putting sweeper keeper on him and using him to come out a lot more, but I will let you know how that goes and if I do decide to continue with that. Moving on to right back, we have Maicon. This guy is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for him to get his upgrade. I mean, look at this card. I've got an anchor on him, get that pace, defending, physical up. He's so strong, great in the tackle. He's got whip pass plus, which you'll find out why that has been so useful for me. And if you saw the video of me going 5-0, the goals that I scored from whipping it in with Maicon and scoring with Thuram, it was so pivotal. And this guy's great on the ball, great pass, great running down the line, great coming back. I use him a bit further forward, which you will see, but he's brilliant. I absolutely love him. We've got Garnacho as well. This guy is a machine. The amount of times he steps in front of the defender, wins the ball back. His tackling's fantastic. He's so strong. Great in the air as well, which is really useful for over-the-top through balls and crosses. I think having centre-backs with aerial and aerial plus is going to be very important. I've got Joško Vardiol. I haven't played a lot of games with this guy, but he seems decent enough. I like to have that left-footed centre-back. I do want to upgrade to Mickey van de Ven as soon as possible. But this guy's good card. I do notice his block playstyle plus here and there. Not that much, but he is a good card. Mazraoui, I have evoed him. Really off-meta looking card, but with that 87 dribbling, he's great at getting out of tight situations. He's got a good pass inside to his midfielders. He's got anticipate as a playstyle here, and that is really useful for me. He wins the ball back a hell of a lot, and I absolutely love using him. I'm going to continue using him, and I think he's great. Declan Rice in CDM. Now, this is a guy I packed that I was going to sell. Decided to keep him to see what his price would do. His price came down, and I decided to just keep him. And using him has been really good. I really like him. His interceptions are fantastic, holding his position in CDM with that holding plus. He's great on the ball. He doesn't feel too clunky if I'm trying to weave out of position. Doesn't feel that slow. His passing is great. His tackling is great. I think he's even scored a couple of goals for me. Yeah, he scored a couple of goals. Decent. He's decent in the air from corners, actually. I think that's where some of the goals have come from. He's a really good card, and what is so good about this team, especially in this formation, is having a CDM and a Cam, both who have good first touches and good passing and good dribbling. So I will get the ball with Declan Rice. I'll maybe pivot here and there, and I will always look for a ping pass from CDM right up to Paulo Dybala, centre attacking mid. It's great for getting out of the back. It's really good getting from your half to their half, and that is one of the best things that I could recommend for you to do if you are using this formation, and we'll get on to how Dybala helps that in a minute. Evo to Eze, he's on box to box. His pace, passing, dribbling, shooting is all fantastic. He definitely pitches in with a good few goals here and there, some good assists, not as much as he used to because he is moving a bit further back, but he feels fantastic on the ball. He's a good L1 speed boost, which I really like, and this card's great. And with that box to box playstyle plus, not playstyle plus, role plus that I added with this Evo, He's brilliant. He works fantastically in that position for me. And beside him, I've got Martin Odegaard, who is my playmaker in midfield. Now, he is a bit slow, but tackling-wise, I don't really seem to notice him making bad tackles or missing tackles here and there. And on the ball, fantastic. His passing, that incisive pass plus, is really useful for over-the-top through balls, particularly to Maicon, I notice, and over-the-top or through to Thuram or Isak, or even a ping pass in the middle to Dybala. He can do it all. Pitches in with good goals for me from outside the box. He's got a decent finesse shot on him, even though he doesn't have any shooting playstyle pluses, or playstyles, I mean. And he's great, and he's not that expensive. I think he's even lower than I got him for, and I actually really do like Martin Odegaard. I was thinking of replacing him. I might still, because I don't really need what he's good at. And he does sort of, at times, a bit of a criticism I'd have of him is I don't actually notice him getting on the ball or doing anything, whereas I notice Eze, I notice Rice, I notice Dybala. So that could be something I might upgrade. But moving on to Paulo Dybala, I mean 12 games, 7 goals, 16 assists. This guy is fantastic. I have him on Shadow Striker, and this does mean he sort of is in and around my strikers, as you'd imagine, as much as possible. And the ability of Rice to ping that ball right up to the strikers and have him with his first touch plus, which I do notice a hell of a lot, which I didn't expect to, is so good. And he can take that touch, play in one of the strikers, or go on and have a shot himself. His passing is great, feels fantastic on the ball. Good L1 speed boost despite not being that fast. His shooting, and as I say, playing the ball through to Thuram and Isak. He is really good. He's maybe my favourite player in this team behind one man. And we'll get on to him after we talk about Isak. Isak is brilliant. He has scored a hell of a lot of goals for me. And getting him untradeable was fantastic. I really do enjoy the card. His L1 speed boost is great. His shooting on both feet is fantastic. He's not the best in the air, and that is why Marcus Thuram, look at that. Look at the return. 13 games, 26 goals and 3 assists. He is an absolute machine. His dribbling feels great despite being 6'4". His shooting is absolutely fantastic. He's so quick, but it's in the air. I think he has aerial. He does have aerial. In the air, this guy is a joke. He wins headers that he has absolutely no right to win. Absolutely no right to win at all. And he scores them. So many clutch goals have come from me just whipping the ball into Thuram and him getting a head on it and scoring a goal. He is my favourite player in this game. He's absolutely fantastic. He cost me 10k and a couple players in the team, or a couple players in the squad, who I was never going to use for anything else. Absolutely fantastic, and I'm definitely going to continue using him. I might replace Isak. I've got 120k in the bank. I might show some of my squad battle rewards. I'll actually, never mind. Some of the recording cut out for my squad battle rewards. I got Elite 3, so I got 10k in the bank. Packed Joe Linton and Malin, that together got me 10k. I packed Wrighton, the Chelsea left winger, that gave me 14k, and I packed, who was the other one? Ruben Diaz, who sold for 15k, and a couple chemistry styles here and there. So I made 50k from squad battle rewards. That's why you should play squad battles, because I didn't even win every game, and I still got Elite 3 and really good rewards. So there are some good players I could bring in for 120k. I'm going to wait and just see where I want to go with the team and who to bring in. But that is why am I leaving that? That is the team, the players aspect. I now want to go over the tactics aspect in team management. So it is obviously 4-1-2-1-2, rocking it back to FIFA 17 days. That was the formation. That and the 4-2-3-1 back on FIFA 17 were fantastic. But this is really working well for me. I like counter. Being able to get the ball up the pitch quickly is really important, because if you're hanging about with the ball at your defence and you get the ball taken off you, my god, the counter from the other team is almost impossible to stop. I also have it on balance. I don't like having a high line because of how good over the top through balls are this year. I feel like having a high line just puts you at such a big disadvantage that you should drop back a wee bit, but then obviously don't want to drop back too far. I think 50 is absolutely perfect. I did use this team for one game at 70, and I was 3-0 down at half time. Changed it to 50, ended up winning the game. So I think that works a lot better for me. If we go into the roles, as I said, Martinez is just on standard right now. I might bring him up to sweeper keeper, because again, if the over-the-top through balls are played and your keeper comes out and collects it, that is a big way for people to score that you have nullified, which is really good. We've got Kanate and Gvardiol, both just on defender and defend. I don't really want to mess around with this, because I'd rather have rigid positions where they're just going to be here. They're going to be here on their attackers no matter what. If you have them on ball playing defender, I don't really want them to move that much, and they might move, and with stopper they might dive in where I really don't want them to. So I'm just going to leave it at defend for now. Mazraoui, I've just got on fullback and balanced. I just want him to stay back. I don't want him to get forward that much. I've got Eze out there who can sort of act as a wide midfielder, and he can do that job really well. And then I've got Maicon on wingback plus. He actually has a plus for advanced wingback, but a problem I do find with this team here and there is that their left winger has a lot of space. So having an advanced winger plus would only make that worse. As I said, Rice holding plus plus. I just want him to stay there and stop any passes going to their strikers and be able to dictate the play from there. Eze on box to box, up and down that left hand side, and Odegaard sort of a little bit more of a roaming player, so I can get the passes into Dybala and into Isak. And then Dybala's shadow striker, I want him as far forward as I can possibly get him because he is absolutely fantastic in the final third. And then both Isak and Thuram on advanced forward. Now sometimes they do make runs that I just don't want them to make, but I don't really know how else I would change that, so I'm happy enough to leave it at that. This is what the team looks like with the ball, and yeah, the lines that I can operate in, out up the touchline to Maicon or just to the side to Mazraoui. Into the middle, I've got two there. A little bit further forward, I've got two with Dybala and Odegaard, and then the strikers up front. That is my take on the tactics. Now, they're not easy this year, not easy at all, but this is really working for this team. And I think a bit of advice I would have for anyone who's just got the game, because the game just came out on Friday there, try and build your team around the roles. Having player IQ, that is the main thing. This game is the player IQ. The fact that they can, Dybala knows to stay up the pitch and be in and around the strikers, because I can lump the ball up with Martinez to Thuram and he can just knock it down to Dybala, and he knows to be there. And Eze knows to get up and down. Rice knows to defend in front of his centre-backs. It's really useful to do that. So when you're building your team, if you think, okay, let's take Mazraoui, for example. He doesn't have any plus roles for fullback. Now, as much as he can play, they're absolutely fine. You might want someone to be able to dictate the bottom left of the pitch perfectly, know when to step in, know when to mark, know when to run back, and know when to offer for the ball. And if that's important to you, look for someone with fullback plus, or if you want them to step into the pitch as a false back, if you have some crazy tactics where that would help for you, then you need to look for someone with false back plus. And it's just it helps building your team the way that you want it. And that's something I really do like about this game. But that's basically all I have to say about my team and about my tactics. This worked well for me, and I'm not a good FIFA player. Didn't expect to get 5-0 at all. But I'm really enjoying this team. There are a couple upgrades I'm going to look to make with the 120k I got, but that will be in the next episode. So for now, thank you very much for watching. I'm about to play squad battles and have a great time of it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.